Hello.
I am now also recording.
Maybe I'm going to put this up just a tad. Put yours up just a tad.
My mic?
Your mic just a little bit.
Hello.
Did you put it up a little bit?
Oh, point it up?
No, just the knob.
Oh.
The knob.
It's up a little bit.
Okay. Hopefully that's fine. It's 1 a.m. Thomas just broke into my house and said, "We have to going straight ways."
You made me do Hostel. I make you do it at 1 a.m.
I have this really bad bruise on my arm.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I keep looking. It doesn't really hurt anymore, but every time I look at it, I'm just like, am I dying?
I get similar. Like, I've had this fucking, brown mark on the back of my hand for, I don't even know how long now. It's just been there for a while.
Ah.
And it's like, do I have cancer? I should maybe go check that out, but I won't.
We should see doctors.
We should.
But we won't.
No. Well, but you'll know what happens if we ever just stop uploading.
We either got into a big fight because I tried to make Thomas watch the Human Centipede Trilogy.
Oh, man.
It would have been better, I think.
Probably.
I would have had more to say about it at the very least.
Yeah, that at the very least. So yeah,
we watched the Hostel trilogy. Thomas, it was actually secretly Thomas's pick. He begged me to pick it.
What compelled? Was it just to have a bad choice in there, or?
I mean, I usually, when I let you pick an option, I usually have a bad choice in there. I don't know. I've been curious about Eli Roth's movies in general because I saw The House with the Clock in Its Walls or whatever, the kids movie, the Jack Black one.
Oh, I'm sure that's probably.
It was bad, but Jack Black made it better.
Yeah,
he's pretty good in it. So I'm like, what the fuck is this guy about? I mean, he was pretty buddy with Quentin Tarantino, so I'm just like, I don't really like that guy either.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good director.
Yeah, he makes good movies for the most part, but as a person,
I'm really annoyed by him too.
Oh, absolutely.
If I talked to him, I'd be like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, he'd be like, hey, John Travolta was the greatest actor of all time. He's got one of those kind of nasally voices like that. But
yeah, I just wanted to give it a shot. Bad idea, but you live and you learn.
Yeah, now you gotta watch all of his movies.
Oh.
You gotta watch Cabin Fever.
I think he just did the first Cabin Fever.
He did, but they did other movies, so
They did 3 Cabin Fevers, and then a remake of Cabin Fever.
Yeah. I've seen the first 2.
He did Knock Knock, I believe it's called. It's a thriller with Keanu Reeves, and I think 2 girls break into his house and torture him or something.
Okay. I think he did a short or something called Thanksgiving Day or something like that.
Apparently that's his best.
Makes sense.
It was short. He did the remake of Death Wish.
Oh, yeah.
And Green Inferno. And I think that's it.
Yeah, he's, I can't remember the actual character's name, but he's the bear Jew from Inglourious Bastards, for those of you who have seen that movie out there.
From what I can tell from his directing and his writing, not good. Miss the good old days of Uwe Boll.
Honestly, I think I'd rather watch
100 more Uwe. I don't know,
about that. Not that quantity, but it depends on the Uwe Boll movie. I'll say that. I would
have much rather watched House of the Dead 3 times.
I would have much rather watched the King. What the fuck was the name of that?
In the Name of the King,
yeah.
Dungeon Siege. I was gonna say that. I wish we had just watched that trilogy instead.
It probably would have been better. I still haven't watched the extended version. The second one's got Dolph Lundgren in it.
Oh. The third Hostel movie has Thomas Kretschmann in it. I don't know if you noticed him. He's the foreign reporter from A Taxi Driver.
Oh, yeah. Fuck!
So that was the one point. Hostel 3 was just and they're hey.
He was probably the one character I liked.
He was much more better acted than the rest.
Yeah. Ooh. Man, that movie had like Wishmaster 3 and 4 level quality vibes. Like,
nice.
We've got a big microphone like in between us, so I'm having to like.
We can put it.
We can put it like behind the camera or something. That way, it's a little.
Do I have enough room over? Oh god!
Oh god! Oh no!
I think we.
Is this?
Am I on camera still?
Yeah.
Is it still recording that?
Yeah, we're still.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. I'm tired.
Me too.
Because usually, like, my schedule usually I'm like in bed by like 11.
Yeah.
And then we stayed up late last night because it was the weekend. Because I'm off weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up early today just because I try to keep my schedule still. So I try to wake up the same time. Because Sundays I always have terrible time sleeping. So I try to like be really tired so I can go straight to bed. Never works, but I try to do that. So today I'm just like, oh. Plus I helped like move a couch next door. And I was helping them put up lights, so my arms are really tired.
Maybe that's where you got the bruise.
No, the bruise has been there for like a week. That's why I'm like,
shit.
Why is it like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's been an eventful day. I did watch some new movies though last week. Borat 2 came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, how was it?
I really liked it. I don't think it's as good as the first, but it has like. It's interesting because it actually has like genuinely like heartfelt moments in it that I wasn't expecting that like play pretty well with the character. It's like Borat as a character that actually like has some growth, and it's just like it's a good direction to take the character instead of just doing the exact same jokes.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. There were some really fucking funny moments.
How was the Giuliani scene?
I mean, it's not as like devastating as like Twitter would lead you to believe.
Yeah, I figured it
but
would.
It mostly just makes Giuliani look like a fucking dumbass, which he is.
Because like, so he was like down on the bed removing his mic box.
That's what he says. He might have been trying to pull out his PP, but like,
you would think he'd be smarter than that. Maybe.
I know he's an idiot.
It's true, but
like. He's a pretty scummy guy regardless.
Yeah. Who cares? Fucking let him rot.
There was one scene where Borat dresses is a conventional Jewish person in his own mind and goes into a synagogue. So he has like devil horns on and a really long nose, and he's like holding a bag of money.
Oh man.
And it's like, but it actually leads to like one of the more heartfelt scenes in the movie. And it's like, what the? Like there's this nice old Jewish woman who's like, no, I won't hurt you, and he's like, don't teach me. Apparently, like that was there's like a behind the scenes thing where it's like he broke character after it and like explained it to her because he didn't want her to feel better.
I think wasn't there like a fucking lawsuit or something involving him breaking character?
I don't fucking remember.
I think I had heard about that, like at some point during the post-production, but
I don't know. But it was worthwhile. I definitely enjoyed it. It has its ups and downs, but overall, I thought it was really funny. I like Sacha Baron Cohen's like brand of comedy, and I like cringe humor. So
yeah,
I like laughing at people that make me nervous.
That's why I love Eric Andre.
Yeah,
season 5's coming, I think today officially.
No. And then there's a new movie that came out yesterday as well called Over the Moon, which is a animated it's an animated musical. About like Chinese culture. Chang'e, I think her name is. It's like the goddess of the moon or some shit. It's about that. It's about a little kid that like tries to fly a rocket to like meet her. It was pretty cute. I like some of the music. It has some cool, like good casting. Like the dad in it's voiced by like John Cho and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It has really, really good like animation. I really like the look of it. But it felt like really incohesive. It felt like there were big chunks missing. So like all the emotional undertones they were trying to go for weren't really like hitting because it just felt like they were jumping back and forth in between them. But it was good, I still think, but you know. And Those are the two new movies I watched. I watched an anime OVA today with Pierre called Pet Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I've seen that one, like, kind of floating around.
I watched the dub with him, and the dub was fucking ridiculous. I really liked the dub because it was, like, really bad. But I think the Pet Shop of Horrors, like, the sub is probably going for a pretty, like, dark tone, but the dub's just ridiculous, so I just thought of it as, like, a really funny show. But it was fun. It was good.
Okay.
I rewatched Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein for the first time in, like, 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Not as good as I remember. It has its moments, but I feel like the middle chunk is just, like, not very funny and not very engaging. But there's some really good shit in that movie, too.
Yeah, I remember liking it, but it's been a few years since I've seen it.
And I watched 2 Lupin movies. Both were fantastic. Trying to get back on the Lupin train.
Me too. Oh, that's one of
Blood Seal Eternal Mermaid. Which is one of the newer ones. It came out within the last 10 years, which people like to say is like the bad era of Lupin movies. I'm like, there's a bad era of Lupin?
There's like an era in like the early 2000s with like the OVAs that I think were like less favored upon, but I mean, Lupin's a Lupin. It's like Scooby-Doo. It's timeless. It's good. Yeah. You're bound to find like nuggets of good and bad wherever you go.
And I watched this one called Tokyo Crisis, which... I thought the music choices were really bad in it, but I thought overall it was really, really fun. Zenigata's like is pretty much the main focus of it.
I think I just pre-ordered that one.
Oh, nice.
Because Discotech Media, they're like this independent anime licensing thing, and they'll like publish shit on DVD and Blu-ray. Earlier this month, I bought a shit ton of Lupin stuff, and then... Nice.
Got that poster coming.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be here in like 2 weeks.
Ooh.
I don't want to... It was like 15 extra bucks for like, especially... I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. But, yeah, I decided, like, because I want the Lupin Blu-rays to keep coming, so I'm basically, whenever they announce it, because they have like big Twitter days, I'm like, all right, I'll just pre-order the Lupin shit. So, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. And that's about what I've watched. We watched The Fifth Wave, which is a young adult movie based on a novel. It has Chloe Grace Moretz in it. It was produced by Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
It's really weird. Tobey Maguire's like produced like a handful of movies. Some of them have been good, but this one was just fucking dreadful.
And we gotta watch that chess movie he does at some point.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really good. Spoiler, but coming up soon, I'm gonna have like a triple feature for the podcast where we're just going to cover a bunch of chess movies.
I'm down for that. I mean, I'm not like great at chess, but I like chess.
It's weird because I don't.
You prefer checkers, right?
No, I don't like checkers like at all. I like chess okay. I play so many board games that like I find chess to be a little dull because I like theming in my games. I think chess and. I don't know what it is. I like chess fine, though, but I really like movies about chess.
Yeah.
I'm like, now that's my shit.
I feel it.
And I have a favorite that I've talked to you about before. I don't know if you remember it at all, so I'll save it.
Okay.
But we'll watch that. We're probably going to watch Pawn Sacrifice and one other, probably.
Okay.
Soon. But yeah, you've been able to watch anything but werewolf movies? Have you done anything but watch werewolf movies and go to work?
I watched the Hostel movies, and I read the newest chapter of One Piece when it dropped, which coincidentally...
Pretty sure there's a new chapter of Berserk, too.
I did read that.
Was it epic?
It was short, and too short, but it was fucking epic. It was nice.
It was just guts dabbing.
No, it was basically...
You're going to spoil me for chapter 279 of... I don't know what it is.
They're basically like... They're gearing up for what feels like is going to be the final arc. Oh, my hair tie. Anyway. So... it looks like they're going to be maybe possibly doing a training arc, which is super like out of character for Berserk, but I'm not mad at it. But they basically like did this thing because he's got like the Berserker armor. I'm sure you've probably heard of that. It's like kind of like what Skull Knight wears. It's his original suit of armor.
It's guts armor.
Essentially, yeah. It's like shaped like a dog. But anyway,
so furry.
Of course. So they whack. He's like at a place. They whack it with a hammer, and it like releases some blood memories. It's kind of like some Dark Souls-y kind of shit. But basically, we got a glimpse at the OG God Hand lineup before, like. So the only one that we saw that was like that we know is Void, which is the big brain guy. So everyone So everyone else was new in that lineup, and it has a lot of people excited. And then the chapter basically ended after that, for the most part. I mean, there is some stuff that happened afterwards, but not much. So Berserk, it's great. Whenever we get it, it's like thanks, Papa. But
I need to fucking read more.
But we're gonna cover Berserk at some point.
On the thing, okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna recover the 2016 anime.
No, but the original anime.
No. I will make you cover the 2016. I made it my job to just make you suffer for the next year of the podcast.
You're like, oh man, this October, Thomas has been really exhausted. I just need to fucking make sure he feels like this all year long.
Okay, you ready for some questions?
Nope.
Okay,
now I'm ready.
I got some questions from Pierre. Question number 1. What is the worst TV show you watched in its entirety? That's a hard question because I don't like TV shows. I'm not gonna fucking... Yeah. I guess B-Stars is one. I really don't like B-Stars.
That question will only... Or that answer will only be valid for a little while.
Yeah. That's the thing is like... I don't know. Like there's... I can't think of a lot of things.
What was the exact phrasing of the question?
Worst TV show you watched in its entirety.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of, like, a bad anime that I've seen all of, but if I don't like something, and I'm not, like... If it's not, like, a movie, because I'll usually finish movies because it's, like, a short runtime.
But I'm trying to even think of, like... I've seen really bad anime, but, like, I was watching them, like, when they were airing, so I just didn't... I stopped after season 1 kind of thing. Like, I watched Sword Art. I watched season 1, and then I stopped. Attack on Titan, I watched season 1.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I don't... I'm trying to think of something, but I'm just coming up blank.
So, I guess by default, you're going to have to say Berserk.
Maybe Mindhunter. Because that show's so bad it just got canceled.
Did you get canceled?
Kind of. It's basically David Fincher's given up hope on it. The budget... I'd be okay with that. I really want to see the show finished, and so do most Mindhunter fans, but basically, it's got a super high budget, and I guess the viewing on it hasn't been quite at both Finch's and Fincher's and Netflix's like standards.
Well, Fincher should just film the rest in his backyard. Problem solved.
I don't think he wants to make it anymore, which is also...
Well, we will make it.
I know the actors in it are like...
We should call them up. Let us do Mindhunter Season 3. We'll do it for $25.
I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who plays Holden...
Papa John.
He's like a Broadway actor or something.
Papa John.
Is his name John something, or are you just calling him Papa John?
Is it,
He's
main guy in Mindhunter?
Yeah.
That's, what's his name?
I remember Hannah geeked out about him at one point.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Groff. He's like...
Oh, okay.
He's like the king in Hamilton. He's, in fucking Frozen.
Oh.
He's Kristoff, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen Mr. Frozen. Yeah, he's Kristoff.
Is he, in like the Hamilton pro shot thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to watch.
He was in Glee, I think, as well. I fucking hate Glee though. So sorry, gamers. As much as I love musicals, I fucking hate Glee. Sorry, gamers. All right, question 2. Oh no, Dogman is coming to my house on Sunday. What should I do?
Get the silver bullets.
Get the silver bullets. Get a copy of Silver Bullet.
Just chuck it at
on
him.
DVD. Hide and get the silver bullet. Question 3. If you had to choose between eternal day or eternal night, what would it be?
I know. Well, both would have terrible repercussions, probably.
Let's say that they didn't have any repercussions on, like, the world dying.
Night. I'm a night guy.
I really like, it was really pretty today. I really liked it. But I really like night. This is a tough one for me. I like
day too. But
yeah. I'd probably also go with night, though.
Yeah. It's just so much.
Because then we can film Mindhunter Season 3.
Yeah.
Scary version. Yeah, I guess. Can I pick, like...
Can we just pick Golden Hour?
That's what I thought can we just pick a golden shower? All right. Hostel 1. This is a shitty movie. So me and Thomas watched this movie
With Joe
right after we finished the podcast, pretty much. So it's been a week, so don't remember all of it, but it's pretty basic. In fact, this one and the second one have almost the exact same premise. And the third one does, it's just a change of location.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't even want to tell people about it. So these couple friends, I think there's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's always 3. Or I guess the third one had 4. But
it's
had a bit of a twist.
Yeah,
But
so first one. 3 friends, they're really terrible people, and they're really homophobic, and they keep saying slurs. It's just really not fun to watch these guys. So it's like, obviously trying to set up that, these guys are going to be tortured, but it's okay because they're bad guys. I don't know. There was no need for justification. I'm watching, like, I knew what I was getting into, so I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, even, like...
And I don't think the justification... I'm like, they were just, like, they were bad guys, but I don't think there's, like, justification to torture them. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Like, are they trying to say that the elite people are bad? Because, yeah, obviously, we know that.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking... Because it's like, even, like, when making a horror movie... Obviously, this is more of a torture porn than it is, like, a horror movie. I guess it's a horrifying situation. But
yeah, it's like, oh god, I'm in Europe!
The guy literally could have, like, fucking walked away at XYZ points and been fine, but he's like, no, I think I'm gonna
go after him.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make every stupid possible decision I can.
I know we were talking about this during the movie. So there's the main character, El Diablo from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of really bad decisions. All the characters do. But in the first half, they're just stupid decisions for no fucking reason. While in the second half, they're stupid decisions because, like, he's trying to be a good person.
There's some motivation behind it.
So I don't necessarily mind those types of...
But there are, like, certain things where it's just, like, they're obvious red flags. And it's just, like, why? Like, it would be more beneficial and helpful to your friends if they were still alive. If you went somewhere else and tried to, like, get the police or something
someone to
before
help.
You have tangible evidence of this, like, fucking huge elite fucking scheme.
So there's just the story of Hostel. There's this big elite hunting club where very, very rich people can pay, like, tens of thousands of dollars to
basically buy a person
to torture and murder.
Mm-hmm.
And
they expand upon the lore a little bit in the sequels, but it's pretty basic shit. It's like they all have the fucking tattoo, which you see in the first one.
Yeah.
You have So, like,
You
a
have
rich
to
person
kill them.
has to kill them. I think
because it's part of the ritual.
I think
It's like
that's 3 that introduced that little tidbit.
it's 2.
Oh, did they introduce it? Oh, yeah, yeah, they did. What did 3 add? Did 3 add? They added an audience.
Yeah, 3 just made no sense. Like,
I guess Americans like entertainment. That's
yeah, so
gruesome.
the
Is that
hostel,
the commentary?
the torture hostel is in Slovakia in the first 2, right?
Is it in the same location in the first 2? Okay.
Because it has the same guy.
Oh, yeah, it does. And
They go
it
to
has
the
the
front
kids.
desk.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I think it's Slovakia. And then it's Vegas for the third
And then
one.
it's Vegas for the third one, which they try to do a twist right at the beginning. It's like,
I wasn't excited, but, like, I found it hilarious, just the thought of, like, so you know how, like, every horror franchise has its, like, iconic character, whether it be, like, Jigsaw or something like that.
You wanted it to be the front desk guy?
Yeah, I was like, is the front desk guy
What's up, guys?
the fucking
Very good pussy here.
Yeah, take drink. And it's just like, he's so underwhelming. It would have been
And then
so
he's not
funny.
even in the... Did he die in the second one, or did he just... Nothing happen?
No, I don't think he shows up in the second one after the... I think he's, like, strictly just a front desk and, like, runs...
Well, he's a
the
front desk,
password.
and then, yeah.
And I think that's really the... Like, I think he's, like, a kind of manager, but I don't think he gets...
Well,
any
like, the third one has, like, kind of the same role, but he's doing more things and showing... And I'm like, they should have just had him be it
travel
again.
over.
Yeah. Hey, guys, welcome to Vegas.
Seriously, why not? It's like, you need some sort of fucking cohesion. It's Hostel 3.
And it's like...
It doesn't take it.
What's really, like, stupid is it's also called Hostel Part 3. Like, implying that these are, like, parts to one cohesive story. And I guess I can kind of see 1 and 2, but not really.
No.
Outside of the first 10 minutes of 2. But the third one's just like, why wasn't it just called Hostel and then, like, a Hostel Vegas or something? Like, that would be a better name, too.
Seriously. And it would bring in that audience who's like, I don't want to watch Hostel 3, but I'll watch Hostel Las Vegas because it's not, probably doesn't have much to do, if any, with the first 2.
But the 3 people in the first one are slowly seduced and taken to this place where they're tortured and killed, except for Mr. El Diablo. I think his name's Jay.
Let's just call him El Diablo.
I think his name's Jay.
Okay, Jay. I hope
and Jay it's Jay's either his. It might be his actor's name. I want to say his actor's name is Jay Hernandez, but that might just be... I might just be pulling shit up. It is Jay Hernandez. The character's name is Paxton. Paxton survives, and he tries to go find them, and that's when they like, oh, we're going to torture you. But the torturer slips on his own chainsaw, and it like cuts up his leg. It's really bad. It makes no fucking sense. The chainsaw like flies up in the air and then goes straight down onto his leg. But then he escapes and he like kills some people. He kills the people that had like seduced him and gotten his friends killed. And then he pretty much escapes. He also, in the train station outside of Slovakia, he murders the person that had bought his 2 friends.
Yeah.
And that's the whole movie. While we were watching, I can say that the second half is leagues better than the first half.
I don't even know if I'd say the second half as
like
much as like the
last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes.
Probably more like 20, but yeah.
It's like the last half to me. Probably because like I feel like it feels like the last half to me because so much stuff happens in comparison to the first half where like nothing happens.
Yeah, it's just 3 guys going around.
Hey, where do we get some pussy? Go to this house. You gay? I don't like gays.
Whoa, man, don't touch my thigh. But, yeah, it's...
I think that... Do I have positives to say? I do think that Jay Hernandez is pretty decent in comparison, especially in the last bit.
Yeah, obviously the material he's working with isn't great, but obviously with the first half or first 3/4, you don't really pay attention to him because he's just like,
oh,
the frat bro. But once he starts finding himself into an actual like tension situation, stakes, you get a decent visual performance from him at the very least.
But yeah, that fucking script definitely wasn't helping anybody.
No,
it's fucking bad.
Yeah, he's no Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
His dialogue isn't quite as enticing as Tarantino's can be.
Yeah. They didn't say the N-word enough. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. That's the one slur that was missing from this movie.
Yeah.
Made it.
If Tarantino had directed this, it would have shown up like 19 times in one scene.
Oh, absolutely.
You do get to see Pulp Fiction on the television in both the first and the second movie.
Oh, yeah.
But not the third, because Eli Roth did not direct the third.
No.
Isn't it weird to think that Quentin Tarantino is only like 2 degrees of separation away from Charles Band?
What?
I mean, if you just look at that, like, Quentin Tarantino produced Hostel. Scott Spiegel produced Hostel as well. And Scott Spiegel made Intruder, which was produced by Charles Band's company.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? What does that even mean? But, okay, I see what you're saying now.
Quentin Tarantino may have met Charles Band.
It's a possibility.
They may have made love.
I
wonder who's kinkier out of the two.
Probably Tarantino.
Yeah.
Charles Band seems pretty vanilla with his sex appeal in his movies, so...
I feel like he just has like a light femdom fetish. That's about it.
Exactly.
Quentin Tarantino's like... Quentin Tarantino's mostly just the toe guy.
True.
That's not... I feel like both are pretty vanilla. They're just like...
different. It's like one's French
about
vanilla.
They're like, I want to put it in my movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Gotta blow my nose. Oh, fuck.
The hot dog's got COVID.
Did not have COVID. Until I die 2 weeks from now.
Me too, I guess.
No, you'll be fine.
I had a guy walk into the store who did that. He was just like,
sir, go put on a mask.
He didn't have a mask, so I was like, I guess that's something, but can you go get a mask? Thankfully,
this
we
has
have...
been going on for months. Why do you not have a mask?
Thankfully, we have a little thing of disposable masks on the front counter. So if someone walks in and doesn't have one, you have no reason. Put it on. Put it on.
But yeah, not a lot to say about this movie. Last 20 minutes, I kind of like. Maybe not even like. I thought were watchable. The first hour, just dreadful.
Yeah.
I would give this movie a 3 out of 10, though.
I would also give it a 3 out of
10. And that's the best movie on our list.
Maybe if the second half, or the last chunk of it, was more throughout the movie. More of the movie's runtime.
Then maybe I'd give it a 4. Maybe a 5.
Probably
4.
But, yeah, so Hostel 2.
Hostel 2. The first 10 minutes, I was really excited. I was like, this is an interesting idea. It's pretty cliche, like, for obviously, like, oh, the murderer's still after you in the second one kind of thing. But I'm like, this is a good direction to go. It'll expand on the character. He'll be trying to stop the hostel. This will be a great... And then they fucking kill him off 9 minutes in. I was like, great. Fucking great.
They pull, like...
And I knew it was coming, like, a minute before. I'm like, fucking, they're gonna kill him. And then it's just gonna be a Hostel 1 again. And it was.
Yeah.
Except with more boobs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jay Hernandez is, like, having dreams about, like, dying. He's like, I'm being hunted by them. And nobody believes him. And then he dies because he's being hunted by them. And then that doesn't come up again in the movie. I'm like...
No.
Except for showing his head later on.
Yeah.
So then it's 3 girls. Same exact thing.
Yeah, they go to Slovakia. They, attractive woman seduces them. Not one of them in particular, kind of. But, then the nice one goes on a boat ride with this.
They always kill the nice one first, usually. Or, in this one.
That was the one I was like,
this will be this should be the protagonist. This is an interesting character, at the very least.
I want her to live and write about this in her journal.
But she dies the first. And it's like, one big problem I have with Hostel as a series, I'm like, they just fucking, they're really baby about everything. Like, if you're going to make, like, an exploitation movie or, like, a torture porn film, can you at least, like, not just, like, step around everything you're doing? Most of the time, most of it's just not on screen. It's just, like, implied through, like, sound cues. And I'm like, that's fine for a movie that's, like, not going for this, but they're trying to be extreme, and they're just not doing it.
They're probably just trying to avoid an NC-17.
Yeah, I guess.
Because the NBA can be kind of fucked.
Yeah.
They will take the scissors to a lot of movies. But, I mean, this is fucking 2020. No one cares about that fucking Puritan bullshit.
This was 2007 or 8 or whatever.
But 2007, no one gave a shit about that Puritan bullshit.
But yeah, like, there's like, I like the first 10 minutes, and I kind of, so there's this twist. They focus more on the clients in this one a little bit. The people that are paying stuff.
Yeah.
And there's these two guys, they're like best friends.
Obvious it was coming.
The
dynamics.
Yeah. There's this guy who's like really into it, and I'm like, and there's one that's like pretty nervous about it. I'm like, I actually said in my head when they were first introduced, I'm like, I guess it'd be an interesting dynamic if it like swapped, and like the one that was really nervous is the only one that like goes through with it. And then I'm like, wait, that's too obvious. They're gonna do that.
Yeah, and then they did.
And then they did. And they did it really poorly, too. Did you not switch to Hostel 2?
Maybe.
Did you not record?
That would be the shittiest.
Oh, I'm like, it's 1 in the morning! Yeah, it's like an interesting dynamic and concept. I think that's probably the only thing that's really saving this movie from, like, the absolute shit for me. Is I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I like that they're trying to expand on the world. It's not very good. In fact, I would say it's very bad, but they're trying something, I guess. And I do like... I like the slow unraveling of the guy that's, like, changes dynamics to be more evil. Like, from the beginning, he's okay. He's probably the most interesting character out of them all. I really
do probably the most interesting character out of the entire fucking trilogy.
Yeah, probably. I kind of like Thomas Kreischman or whatever in the third one. From a Taxi Driver.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But that's probably just because he has like an interesting like...
That's all charm and not really content.
There's also... That's it. I really do not like...
I don't like the resolution.
The resolution like feels forced, like dumb.
Get fucked unless you're rich.
Yeah, so the main girl is like, no, I have money, I'm gonna buy my way out. And it doesn't really explain how she has the money.
Yeah, I guess
her parents just do have money, but she's like, you're gonna pay with your parents' money? And she's like, no, I got accounts in Switzerland and I'm like, what?
Yeah, they didn't. So they didn't establish that. I thought I
don't think so. I guess like you could say because she was like in a really rich painting class, or like,
yeah, because I
really thought she was gonna show up in the third one then because of this. And I'm like, why didn't they have her show?
Yeah, like I thought I was pretty cohesive through 2. I got a little catatonic at points in 3, but
3 I didn't. You watched 2 and 3 this morning, right?
Well, technically, yesterday morning.
I watched 2 a couple of days ago and then 3 this morning. So, like, I came in fresh on 3, so I was fine. Mm-hmm. But
I just remember...
I feel like if I had watched this as a trilogy, I would have actually fallen asleep during 3.
Yeah, I just remember, like, the part in 3 where they, like, pull him into, like, the place and they, like, put the fucking funnel in his mouth. And I was, like, I understood what was going on, but I was just, like, had no thoughts. I think it was the closest to Zen I've ever come, actually. But
the what? Closest to Zen? See? Eli Roth doing work for you. And Scott Spiegel, thanks, dude.
I think it was just because I was like, I don't... Then I just kind of like... Then something kind of provocative came on screen. And
You're like, Tom is like, I love boob.
No, not provocative in that sense.
I love cack.
Because, like, spoiler for that scene in 3, it turns out to be a big party and a bunch of party lights go on and people come out and I was like,
the party started. Who's home?
Oh shit.
Who's there? Whippersnapper. Yeah, there's like 2's just really bad. It was really weird because I had heard from some people that like I respect, at least I used to respect, that 2 was better than 1. I'm like,
I think personally, I liked it marginally better than 1.
Wow.
But that's because I found...
Respect for Thomas Lost.
I found the characters in this one to be...
less aggressively annoying.
And also, like, I liked the emotional girl with the journal. I didn't like the 2 guys, but I found their dynamic, while very simple and obvious, to be something.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's what saved the movie for me. I didn't personally like really any of the main characters. They were like, okay, I guess, but like the writing's just so fucking bad.
Can we just get a Hostel movie that focuses on the kids in Slovakia? I'm more interested in their story, honestly.
One of them dies.
Yeah, I wanna see like what their day-to-day survival life is like.
Why did Eli Roth put that in the movie? That's what
I think. Why he just wanted an edgy scene where he killed a kid.
Well, I just mean in general. What brought him to want to have like a mob of children in the movies?
I don't.
He's just like kids.
I think
kids
because it's a big cliche.
That scene in the first one I really like. We didn't say it when we were talking about the first one, but I thought that scene was really funny. Like when they were attacking the people.
Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty big cliche, and especially like Eastern European like kind of movies where they'll have like mobs of poor kids come out and like the whole archetype like, oh, they're gonna like try to give you a hug and steal your wallet and like shit like that. Like this pretty big racist cliche. I don't know if anything remotely like that actually fucking happens.
Let's go to Slovakia and make our own Hostel movie where we murder Eli.
Only if we can get the desk guy in it.
He'll be the main character.
Let's make a good Hostel.
So I'm guessing you're giving this also a 3 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10.
Fair. I understand. And I don't have any malice towards you.
But it's better than the third one.
Yeah, we can both agree on that.
It's like the same fucking movie. Except they're in Vegas now, and
there's an audience.
Yeah, and the characters are once again just like the first crew, except for the guy who has a crutch. I don't know why he has the crutch. He never
they never explain
like
it.
bone disorder or something. But he's probably the nicest character, definitely, and he's like fine. They kill him off randomly.
Yeah,
I'm like he should have been the main character, but
would have been more interesting.
But, like, this guy, he's like, I'm going to get married to this lady, but I'm going to go on to have a bachelor party first. And then his friend's like, yeah, we were going to go to Palm Springs, but surprise, we're going to Vegas. Uh-oh, they get captured, blah, blah, blah. Turns out the best friend, the best friend's in the elite hunting club. He set this all up to kill his best friend because guess what? He just wants the pussy. Direct quote.
Yeah, he also...
Almost direct quote. He's like, when it comes to pussy, nothing can stop me.
He also had like a throw-in line where he was like, I've also killed so many people that I just don't feel anything anymore. I needed to raise the stakes and kill someone that actually mattered.
Yeah, they do say that he's a top-tier client, so like he's killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Doesn't fucking seem like it from how he fucking performed.
That's true. But they let the guy out.
Yeah,
during the death scene.
He's kind of an asshole to the guy who's like, for all intents and purposes, in charge of this Vegas sector of this big human trafficking.
From a taxi driver.
Yeah. So
that's a good movie. I kept just going, I wish I was watching that movie, right?
Yeah. watch Taxi Driver again. I want to watch some Korean movies again. I need to watch more Korean movies. How long has it been since we watched a Korean movie on here? It's been a while.
It has been a while.
I'm watching a while.
It's been a long while. I have still watched them in the meantime.
Yeah.
But
I really haven't. But I also just haven't watched a whole lot of non-horror movies within the last few months. But
it's been a minute. It's been
we need to watch some.
Oh yeah, we watched Memories of Murder and Mother, and that was
I guess
4 months ago.
Yeah, because that was right
49.
when we were starting to make the fucking thumbnail changes.
Yeah, and that was right before episode 50.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, so Hostel 3.
I'm taking off the hot dog costume. Taking it off. I also did lowering the heater. It's getting too hot. Oh.
Yes.
So Hostel 3.
Hostel 3,
It's
so...
not a good movie.
Yeah, he gets home, and he's like... Because the guy's like, I'm gonna fuck your wife, bro, in your bed. Yeah, because I guess here's the dynamic between this man, his friend, and his wife. His wife almost dated this guy at some point.
They did date for
they
a
did
month
date
or something.
But he couldn't handle the commitment, so he left. So she hooked up with his best friend. They're the two that are getting married.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't really matter, though.
The guy, regrets it later. He's like, I want your fucking wife, man. I'm going to kill you. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to comfort her because she's going to flock to the first guy who is obviously making obvious passes at her right after her husband died.
So they get into a fight because he's let out. So they get into a fight.
Yeah.
Main character escapes, but so does Carter, who's the bad guy. And Carter takes the car after killing the big bad guy.
Yeah, the guy from a Taxi Driver.
And he locks him in. He closes the gate so that our main character supposedly dies in the big explosion when the facility explodes.
Yeah.
But, then it cuts to the future.
Yeah, he gets home. He goes to the wife.
He tries to seduce her.
And she's like, yeah, I can't be alone tonight.
But then she stabs him in the hand, and the husband appears, and he's like, I'm not dead. And then they kill him.
She stabs him in the hand with a corkscrew, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Fucking Friday the 13th 4. Hey, Ted, where's the corkscrew? Crispin Glover gets the fucking corkscrew through the hand and the cleave to the face. It's an iconic
That's
kill.
a good movie.
It is. I like that.
I haven't seen it.
You will one day, probably.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
You will one day. You probably won't like them because you don't have a nostalgic attachment, but you might get
I like
some
4. I like Crispin Glover.
He does. I'm sure you've seen The Dance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I've
seen The Dance. Anyway.
Nicolas Cage should have been on Friday the 13th.
It's not too late. I mean, it's kind of...
He should play Jason Voorhees on the next Friday the 13th.
I don't think he should play Jason Voorhees, but I would want...
He should play Jason Voorhees' mother.
I was going to say he should play Tommy Jarvis. Tommy Jarvis is kind of like the Laurie Strode to Jason. He's the kind of common reoccurring character that comes back and fights with him for 4 through 6.
Kind of like Paxton in Hostel 1 through 2.
Kind of. Yeah. But, it turns out he let his wife in on it. He's like, hey, I went to Vegas and almost cheated on you, but thankfully the girl who I like got shot in the ass, so she's no longer alive. But, so anyway, the friend guy, he tried to kill me and he wanted to get in your pants, so let's just torture him in our garage. And she's just like,
okay.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Hostel 3's making me sneeze.
And it's like, I guess I get it. You can't go to the police in that situation. But I just don't see his wife just so easily... I mean, I guess because it's a fucking poorly written movie and she's a one-dimensional character who's in, at max 3 pages of the script, but...
Yeah.
But it's not good.
There were a couple times that I thought I was going to start liking the movie more. like, when he first escaped and he was going to go, like, fight other people. I'm like, oh, this will be interesting. And then he just doesn't really do anything. Yeah. He just kind of runs down a hallway and it's over.
I like the part the guy has the crutch and he hits the guy.
That was great.
That was the best
part of the movie.
This should have been the whole fucking movie. What the fuck? Missed opportunity.
I kind of like that character, like the idea of him, like giving that character, like that role, more of a screen time.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything interesting with it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Instead, they introduce his boss, and then don't give his boss any, like, character.
Yeah.
I really thought they were going to do more with fucking, I think his name was Victor.
The guy in the cage.
Yeah.
I kind of liked his character.
Yeah, he was like, and I'm like, okay, this will be interesting. They're going to team up at the end. No, he just escapes on his own at the end.
And then kills one security guard.
Puts out the power, that's it. And I'm like, did you just need an excuse to have the power go off? Because the main character could have done that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a fucking wasted opportunity. There's so many wasted opportunities in all of these movies that I'm just like, literally just following the most cliche, like, route would be fine. Like, they'd be somewhat interesting in this, like, in this world.
Yeah.
And they just don't do that. They just make nonsensical creative choices.
That they do.
And, yeah. And the main obnoxious guy in this movie was so fucking annoying.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his character even existed. But
he's like the first one to die.
He's the worst. He's just absolute where he's like, I got a fat wife. You're going to hate being married. Who lit the fuse on her tampon?
Why? You don't have to do this. You don't have to make unlikable characters in a horror movie. You can, but, like, maybe don't make unwatchable characters.
Yeah, it's like, your movie's going to be a lot more effective if you actually like the characters before they die.
Yeah.
But
I was just really happy when this movie ended.
Me too. Because I was like, well, I never have to watch a Hostel movie again in my fucking life.
Unless they make Hostel 4. Because I will make you watch it day one. What would you give this movie, Thomas?
I'd give it a 2.
I'd give it a 1.
Fair.
Yeah.
Before we move on, any notable, like, torture or gore?
I thought most of it was pretty bad. Like,
there was one that I thought was kind of funny that I liked, and it's not. They don't even show it in explicit detail, but I don't remember who it is or even what fucking movie it's in. But one of them has a guy who's, like, getting his legs eaten. And he's just, like, on the table and he's, like, seizing.
That's in the. Why do I remember that? That's in the second one. Right after they. Right after the guy couldn't hit the.
Oh, was it that guy?
The one that couldn't go through with it.
Yeah.
And he, like. The girl's, like, bleeding out. And then they go around going, do you want to do that? That's one of the rooms. Would you like to buy her? She's on a discount.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I like the ambiance in the room. I like the idea.
I liked that scene where he's, like, holding the saw to her face. He's like, and he, like, turns away. And he's like, the second he does it, he's like, oh no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty good comedic timing. But, yeah. No, Hostel 2 is still a shit movie. I didn't say that.
It's like, it's better than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't really like most of it.
Yeah, the production quality.
The first one, the part with the ankles, I kind of liked, like, the look of it. It kind of looks funny to me.
Yeah.
I know it made Joe kind of cringe. I didn't really cringe at it, but it kind of made me laugh. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, none of the stuff in the first one made me cringe. It's all just like, especially like the eyeball hanging out. It looks goofy.
Yeah, I kind of like that one though because it looked goofy.
Fair. Understand.
Everything else just kind of looked fine, I guess.
Yeah, serviceable.
But I either wanted to look really good or like goofy. So that one I'm like, goofy. But yeah, don't watch these movies. We're going to watch some good movies though for the next one. Director deep dive. Kelly Reichardt. Newest movie is called First Cow.
Oh, okay. That's been on my watch list. I've seen that one.
So we are going to be watching 5 movies by her. Old Joy, Night Moves, Wendy and Lucy, Certain Women, and First Cow.
Okay.
I'll message you those so you don't.
Thank you.
I think she's only made 7 movies thus far.
Okay.
But I'll probably, after that episode, I'll probably finish them off. I'm hoping to really enjoy these, so I've heard really great things about First Cow and Wendy and Lucy, so.
Is First Cow like out on VOD and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Is any of these available to stream? Certain Women's on Criterion. Wendy and Lucy is on Prime Video and Canopy and Tubi. Night Moves is Prime Video. Old Joy is Criterion.
Wow.
Well, we finished it. It's 2 a.m. I'm going to bed.
Fair.
Goodbye, everyone.
Oh yeah, I forgot we do this thing. Here we go.
Hostel 4 is going to be a good movie.
No, we can only hope.
I'm going to make it.